Have you ever seen Baby of the Year and the president in the room at the same time?
Patrick, what is Joe Biden's baby name? Like Tiny Dinky Daffy? Like what?
Joey Joe.
Joey Bye Bye?
Boo Boo Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yes, sleepy Binky Biden. I don't know.
Hello and welcome to the Bumpy Soup podcast. I am Alek. I am here today with Max.
Yeah.
Emily.
Yoo-hoo.
And Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Sound
not
like
here.
Mario Party characters just right from the beginning. Yeah.
Well, we kind of are a little bit.
Luigi, Wario.
Oh, this is a good topic. So I was thinking about it. You say that you're Wario. Have you considered that maybe you're Mario?
No.
You can't be Mario.
Yeah, I feel like there's a couple of issues with that. One, I feel like Mario's not wonky enough, if you will.
Okay.
Max is an Aries
Yeah.
also.
Is Wario an Aries?
I'm
I would wager.
Ravenclaw. So I'm pretty sure that doesn't really line up. I feel like Hufflepuff is actually what
You think
Mario's
You think Wario's a Hufflepuff?
I don't think Wario's a Hufflepuff, but I'm saying if the four of them mean the houses, then Waluigi would be Raven. No, who? Never mind.
Okay, so unfortunately, I found out that I'm Slytherin when I did one of those tests one time, which I always identify with Ravenclaw, but I think that's because I always thought Ravenclaw was coolest. But yeah,
Okay, canon-wise,
I think
Go ahead.
a lot of people want to think that they're Ravenclaw because they assume that Ravenclaw is like the smart thing.
yeah,
But it's almost more like Ravenclaw is like the nerds. Because like Slytherin is also supposed to be smart too. They're just supposed to be smart in like a more like kind of cunning sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like a book smart. They're kind of like the street smart kind of side of it. From what I know.
Okay.
So canonically, there's one thing that Ravenclaws has that nobody else has. Asian people.
Yeah, that's actually
Cho
very
Chang
true.
Is Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
There's the girls who are Indian. I don't know if we should keep on talking about this subject, but
These stereotypes. Yeah.
We could stop this and we could just restart the podcast because we've already started talking about Mario characters and Harry Potter, which is a bad way to start.
yeah, I just don't know how much we want to talk about J.K. Rowling in general.
No, we can shift focuses. Hang on. My smartwatch is telling me something. It's time for Aqua's 60 seconds of soccer.
Alrighty.
Where's my phone? Oh, my phone is being used. We need Hey Google, set a timer for 60 seconds.
Okay, so starting off, welcome to Supreme 60 Seconds of Soccers. My name is Aqua. My name is Max. I'm a fan of Fulham, Real Salt Lake, the United States men's and women's national teams. Before we go any further, I want to say Real Salt Lake changed the name of your stadium. For anyone who doesn't know, they changed the name of their stadium to America First Field this year, and it's just not okay. Anyways, so the World Cup semifinal between Argentina and Croatia was played today. Argentina won 3-0. Messi and Julian Alvarez combined for all 3 goals. It was awesome. But I want to talk about something else. Gio Reyna, what are you doing? I don't like Greg Berhalter, but you're making me have to agree with him because you're being crazy. Also, for anyone listening to this, Berhalter out. No more bald United States men's national team managers. No more bald United States men's national team managers. I think that's something we can all get on board for. For my opinion, I think we should get Arsene Wenger in there just for the memes. I really feel like that would be good for society, American soccer as a whole. He's French. I know. I have my qualms with that too, but I think that
You're
we just
done.
have to-
You're done. No more soccer.
No
No more
anti-French
soccer.
talk. No anti-French talk.
I feel like we can keep being anti-French. I don't feel like we need to stop that.
Well, I don't know. The French.
Okay,
I have no
so
qualms on the French.
let's get predictions. So there's one more semifinal for the World Cup.
Okay.
So let's get predictions on that, and then we'll get predictions on the final. So the next semifinal is France versus Morocco. Scores. Do you want to give us numbers?
Yeah. Okay. So France 2, Morocco
France is
1.
the reigning World Cup champion, by the way. Morocco is the Cinderella story.
France 3, Morocco 2.
I'm gonna say Morocco 1, France 0.
Patrick?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a total blowout. I think we're going to see 24 for Morocco and 3 for France.
Okay.
Can I hang
very
on?
reasonable.
Can I change mine? Because in medieval times recently, I was representing France in the France section. I feel like I need to.
Vive la France.
I love a Cinderella story, but I have good luck with France. 1 Morocco, 2 France.
Okay, so France, Morocco. I'm going to go France. I'm going to go 3-1. I think Morocco will probably get the goal in the first half, and then France will come back. Okay, and then so in the final, we got Argentina, France. What do you think? Argentina has Messi. France are reigning world champions.
Wait, France is playing. They're already in the final.
No, so they just won against Morocco in your thing. Yeah, so France versus Argentina.
France all the way, baby.
Our score?
France 3, Argentina 0.
Hang on, this is a game that already happened?
No.
Oh.
This is coming next week.
This is fantasy.
There's the semifinal, and then whoever wins from that goes to the final.
This is more than 60 seconds.
Well,
This is...
prediction.
You cheated.
We're not going to get the final next week, or here before the final.
Argentina versus France. I like Argentina.
Patrick?
Yeah, Argentina all the way, dude.
Score.
5 and 1.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go for Argentina on this one. But it's gonna be a close game, and they're gonna win 2-1.
Yeah, Argentina 2-1. Messi, Julian Alvarez again. That's my goal. All right, we're done.
Okay, cool. All right, so I think that we should probably start off talking about like what Bumpy Soup is, just for the uninitiated.
Bump it up.
So Bumpy Soup is a creative collective made up of me, Max, Patrick, Emily, and then a handful of other people: Maddie, Morgan, Shane, Dej,
And hopefully you
Tyler.
will get a chance to meet all of them on this podcast.
They'll all be on.
That's the plan, is to have everyone kind of cycle through, do it. But right now we're just kind of starting. So kind of things that we've done so far, we have a show called Good Show that's on YouTube that we put out 2 episodes of so far. Social Insecurity Number and Night of the Living Ted.
Yeah.
And does anyone else want to kind of say what other thoughts they have regarding that?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm excited to see what Bumpy Soup does next. And I also love the name Bumpy Soup, and I'm glad that we're sticking with it.
Yeah. The one thing I'd like to say is bump it up. Come on, guys.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Let's bump it up.
Take it to the next
Let's
bump
do
and
it,
love
guys. Let's bump it.
That soup needs to be bumped a couple notches.
Ooh, story time. Max, would you like to share the story of the origins of Bumpy Soup?
So when we were filming Social Insecurity Number, when we were filming the crash scene, I did not want to do the stunts for that. I do not like getting hurt. It's just not something I wanted to do. And so we had, I don't know if this is when we had Patrick being the dummy for that, or when we just had everything set up, but we had done the take so many times that the pot kept on falling off onto the ground. And one time it fell off and it just kind of rolled over to me, and I was just like, oh man, that's some bumpy soup. And I don't know, that's it.
The pot was like dented in, right?
Yeah,
it
it had like, it
bumps in it. Yeah.
Bump it up.
Yeah, you got a bumpy pot. You're gonna make some bumpy soup,
Hey,
Yep.
look out.
and you just said it like with that kind of like New Jersey sort of accent.
It's called the
and,
Beaver accent, just in the future, just so we know. Beaver.
Beaver,
yeah,
Utah.
rarely known fact, but that accent is actually indigenous to Beaver, Utah.
Yep. The native Beaver
Yeah.
Utah accent. Beaver, Utah.
Hey,
Born and raised.
look out. You're going to get bumped if you come here from Beaver.
Yeah.
I also like how Bumpy Soup is a nice way to picture what the collective is. Like, there's all sorts of different yummy ingredients, some salty ingredients. You know, it's
Was that
nice
pointed
imagery.
At someone?
No.
Salty.
Well, yeah, I mean, Morgan did say that he's the salt because it's like if you have too much of him, it's like no, ruins the soup.
You just
I like
you need
Morgan.
just
I know, I like him
Morgan.
too.
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
said it about himself.
Yeah, that was like
This isn't
self-deprecating.
Donna.
This
Yeah.
wasn't me deprecating him.
I disagree, Morgan. I wish I had more of you. He's never around.
Yeah. Well, cool. So did you guys have anything you want to talk about?
I just finished my 17. It's actually ended up being 22-page paper for my global studies class. Yes.
Lovely.
Nice.
Basically, I looked at the United Nations 17 global sustainable development goals and then like critiqued their application. It was pretty easy because there's a pandemic that just happened. So like they pretty much just everything is doing pretty badly right now. And I got to say, not planning for something like this shows that you're not very good. So get owned, UN.
Suck it, UN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been hyper focusing on a new topic this past week, and it's quail, and whether I should
Like the
have
birds?
some at our house.
Yeah, the birds. Yep. With the rising egg costs, Emily is looking for
Eggs are
alternatives.
expensive right now.
Like
Yeah.
like as pets or like just trying to like bring them around
egg,
like
egg
wild.
producers and little buddies, you know.
Interesting choice to have birds and not have it be either chickens or like
Chickens?
flying doves that do like cool stuff.
Chickens require a lot more space than quail do, and I have like more interactions with quail where we live because there are some native quail down in southern Utah. So
I don't know how to. Are quail the ones with the little things on their head?
yeah, some of them do. Some of them do, but the ones that I would get do not have the little nubbin
okay.
things. The little thing.
You know, one thing just with not necessarily quail, but birds in general is like, and this is just actually for all animals. Whenever I see an animal, like kind of the first thing I have to think about is it's like, how difficult is it going to be for me to deal with this animal if I have to fight it? You know, like how much effort do I need to put in to like protect myself? So like, you know, you see like, you know, a cat or a dog, it's not that big of an issue, right? If you see like a big bird, it's like, okay, now I need to deal with it. The pigeons up in Salt Lake City, when you're driving down there, they're shaped like footballs. And it's like, I always look at those and I feel like if they attacked me, I could punt it away. I don't know how much like weight is there. I don't know if it's going to be like a rock, just trying to kick a rock and just like breaking my foot on that.
Only one way to find out.
It's good.
Gotta kick a pigeon.
Yeah, get your quail.
What if you got nutmegged by like a big round pigeon in Salt Lake?
Kill myself on the spot? It's the only option. You get nutmegged by a quail, it's over.
You lost. Patrick, what's something you've been getting into this week?
What have I been getting into this week? Not a whole lot, man. I'm not doing anything new too much. Pretty much just this, trying to figure out how to use Reaper. Tyler had to show me a few things, like how to fucking arm the compressor and how to level everything. So this is pretty new for me, and that's kind of fun. I think I'm going to start like trying to record some music and stuff too.
Sick.
Yeah, so this is kind of a fun new thing I've been doing, I guess, just trying to figure out this whole audio interface and workstation. I do have kind of a funny story that happened to me recently, though.
Yeah, give it to us.
Do tell.
Yeah, so I'm going to take you back to about a month ago. I noticed that one of my back tires was a little low on air, happens sometimes. And the little cap on the tire where you like would hook up the air nozzle was missing. And I thought that's kind of weird. You screw it on pretty tight. That's a weird thing to just kind of randomly go missing. Maybe someone's fucking with my car. But no matter, I had a spare tire on the back of my car that had already blown. It was a useless tire, but the cap was still on it. So I took that cap, put it on the other tire. And then about a week later, the same tire was low on air again and the cap was missing. And I was like, now I know for sure someone is fucking with my car. And I don't know why I even bothered to check, because I know for a fact that I had already taken the cap off the blown tire that was strapped on the back where the spare tire goes. But I look at it anyway, and what do I find? but a brand new tire. Like not a blown out tire that I had put there. There is a brand new tire on the back of my car now. Someone just strapped a brand new tire to the back of my car and just gave me a brand new tire. Yeah. What the fuck? It was the weirdest thing. I looked at it for like 30 seconds and like the thing is that I was talking to Tyler about this too, because I thought maybe, you know, someone just like put it there, but Tyler actually pointed out that it's the same like axle and everything as all of my other tires. So someone like had to have taken it off and like taken it to a shop, got a brand new tire put on the wheel, and then put the wheel back on. Like someone took it, got the wheel replaced, and then brought it back to my car.
Oh my God.
You've got a little secret Santa elf.
Yeah, a little
Yeah, this has
guardian
been
angel.
fucking with my head for like a month now. I've been waiting to tell you guys. I was like, oh, this is the perfect thing to say for the pod.
Okay.
Yeah, someone has just been fucking with me in a weird, like, Good Samaritan kind of way, I think.
Yeah. Or there's someone else who thinks that that's their car, or thinks it's like their
So that was
friend's
my first
car.
theory.
You know, they're trying to help out their buddy, and they just are like, "Yeah, how'd that tire go?" And they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, I don't know. Another theory I had is there was this kid that I went to high school with who had the same car as me. And one time he just caught a flat and he called me and he was like, hey man, I know we have the same car. Do you happen to have your spare? Like, can I like, you know, like buy it off you? And I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. And I went and took it to him and he never sent me the money and I didn't know him that well. So I felt weird about like, hey man, you want to give me the money that you owe me? I don't know why I felt weird about hitting him up for it. But I never did. And so I was talking to Dej, and Dej was like, maybe it was that guy that you gave your tire to like 5 years ago. He like felt bad about it, and he came and just replaced it.
He's making amends.
Yeah.
This is like rotted his soul for the past 5 years. And
He's just
like,
been
"I
feeling
need to
so
fix
bad."
this."
Well, and he like finds your address. Like he like has to like stalk you a little bit to like I'm gonna help him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
What
that's
up,
amazing.
Calvin?
That's
Shout out.
really good.
I feel like
Yeah,
It's a
it was-
mystery.
I feel like this story's not over. So go ahead and like keep us up to date as further things happen.
Yeah. This will be the weekly segment.
Maybe you'll get
Put
some more
yourself in
new shit.
situations where that could happen more often. I don't know if there's like ways to make yourself more vulnerable to Good Samaritan stuff, but
Yeah.
try that.
I don't know. How do you do that? Just try to garner a lot of sympathy from people. I'll start telling everybody that I have some weird disease or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you should replace your tire with another blown out tire and see if it happens again.
It's just like this, like an infinite glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe your car like respawns tires.
It'll give you 5 XP every single time the tire is replaced. You just got to do it a lot.
Yeah, and if you buy Dr. Pepper, you can get double XP on the weekends. So you can get a second tire. You can just keep getting more tires for your car.
Yeah. At this point, we can just open up a tire shop.
It's a simulation,
Fuck
and we're gonna
Bumpy
open
Soup,
a tire
fuck,
shop.
yeah, fuck the podcast, fuck the show. We're gonna open up a tire shop.
Bumpy Soup tires.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well, that's very great. Thank you. So I think we should move on to the watch of the week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. So every week we are going to watch something, or at least talk about a TV episode, maybe even a movie or something else if we decide to do something other than watching. And we're going to kind of talk about it, something that we found like influential or something that we personally like that we kind of share with the group. And so for this first episode, we are going to be doing I Think You Should Leave's pilot episode, which is called Has This Ever Happened to You?
Yeah.
I Think You Should Leave is a comedy sketch show with Tim Robinson, who was originally from The Lonely Island and then did SNL and stuff. Yeah, he was from The Lonely Island. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that.
Really?
Was he a writer on SNL?
Yeah, he was, but he only got a few things in because they didn't like his sketches very much.
Basketball.
Give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
They got one good one from him.
That's the one.
Yeah. But then he started churning out, I Think You Should Leave years later, and they were like, fuck. Damn it.
Yeah, they have to
He was ahead of
regret
the
that
curve.
decision so bad.
Maybe. I mean,
Just-
they have what's it called? What's that group that's on there now? Please Don't Destroy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I
It's like
do
a
not
group of-
really
it's like-
watch SNL.
Yeah, well, I only know it because I see kind of YouTube clips. It's like these three guys that got big on YouTube doing like sketches, basically. And now they're kind of like a group that has like I think it's like a weekly segment, and it's usually like them hanging out in their office and they kind of do something stupid. But it's kind of the same sort of style a little bit. It's that more internet-y kind of fast editing, absurdism stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And it's pretty good for the most part.
At some point, also, like, everyone they hire has to move on, right? They don't stay there forever, you know, and it's kind of like a springboard for things. So,
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, Tim Robinson had to leave.
I don't mean they regret losing Tim Robinson. I mean because like the whole first season, like a bulk of the sketches, from what I understand, were like his rejected ideas that SNL didn't want to use. And so everyone at SNL, seeing the phenomenon that I Think You Should Leave turned into, these were all ideas that they had access to that they actively rejected. And I feel like
bet
that's
that
what they
feels
have to really be
satisfying.
like, oh man, maybe we should have considered that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, but if Saturday Night Live had done those sketches, I wouldn't have watched them. I mean, I haven't seen a Saturday Night Live sketch in like since like years, you know.
Yeah, it does reach a really different audience. So yeah, who knows? It might not have really gone anywhere.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the sketches in this. So the very first one is, I don't know if they have like titles, but it's where he is like ending a job interview, and then he's like, I'm really glad, I'm excited about this. Thanks so much. So he goes to leave, and he goes to like open the door to this coffee shop or whatever they're in, and he goes to pull it, and the guy's like, oh, I think it's push, and he's like, no, it goes both ways. And then he starts like pulling
it goes both ways
to basically like prove that he's not stupid. He actually does know how this door works, but he doesn't, and he just pulls it, and he pulls it like off the hinge, and it's like slow.
Really tense and uncomfortable.
It's very tense.
It's giving cognitive dissonance and like sunk cost fallacy. Like, I know there's really nothing deeper to it other than like what's happening, but it's giving that for me personally.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
a really good opening. Go ahead.
I think I think both of the two first sketches in this pilot episode I think are really good. Because I think they really individually kind of showcase the two main themes that are going to be in I Think You Should Leave. With the first one, it goes both ways. Kind of the theme of someone just not admitting that they're wrong, or at least not admitting that they are behaving like inappropriately, kind of. Just perfectly
Doubling
sets it off
down.
straight with that, like, you know that's going to be a theme throughout the whole series now. And then the second one, that Has This Ever Happened to You, just this absurd, like, escalating absurdity.
Yeah.
You think you know the joke and like, okay, that's it now. And then it just keeps going
Yeah.
further and further. And I think they actually put some thought into the flow of that first episode, how it goes from sketch to sketch. Maybe more than any other episode. I'm not sure if they even really considered it that much in other episodes, but I think they did a really good job with it in the pilot, and I think they needed to kind of show everything that this show is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that first sketch is like you said, a really good first sketch for the show, because it shows what the show is going to be about, but also like it's kind of like in that same way really good but really terrible, because when you're showing it to someone for the first time, it like the joke doesn't start for so long, and like even once the joke starts, it like takes a while for it to be funny. So you're sitting there like looking at them like, oh my god, are they going to think this is funny? Which like is kind of what I think You Should Leave does to you, but it's also I don't know. Anyways, it's really good.
It really crushes your expectations, because like we've all pulled when it's push, right? And right when you think he's gonna go like, oh yeah, you're right, see ya, he just like goes the absolute opposite direction as what you were expecting. I think that's really, it gives me anxiety as a viewer, but it's also a good experience to watch.
Yeah. One thing I picked up on when I was watching it is that like the very first thing he says is like, he's like, well, obviously I'd love to have this job. And then he's like, I hope I didn't talk too much. And so like his character really wants the job. And so I think that when he like realizes that he might look stupid, he like his rather than like kind of admitting that
I
a little
can't
bit,
let this happen.
he's like, I can't look stupid for this job that I really,
Yeah.
really want. Like, I'm going to.
Well, it also from that first line, like, I hope I didn't do too much talking. It shows you that he's like a socially anxious kind of dude.
Yeah.
And so he makes this like really simple mistake that everyone has made before. And the first thought in his head is like, nope, no, gotta follow through with
Yep.
it now.
Yep.
Which just ends up being very kind of a recurring thing for Tim Robinson, particularly his characters throughout this thing, is just not admitting that you're doing something wrong, not admitting that you're being weird, and kind of just trying to gaslight everyone else in the situation into thinking that they're the ones that are being weird.
Yeah. And sometimes it actually does. It is correct. Like actually, the last sketch of the episode is the one where they're at the birthday party and
The gift
he, like,
receipt.
eats the receipt, and there's like the mud pie thing, where he actually was correct in that, and everyone did actually agree with him, and they're all like, "Yeah, fuck this guy."
Speaking of which,
That's-
mud pie is mentioned in 2 different sketches in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has certain vernacular that he uses that, like, certain, like, types of words, including mud pie.
Exactly.
And, big load of cum and, what does he
Name
say?
one other sketch that has Big Low to come.
Well, no, but I'm just saying it's, like, the way he says
Okay,
it.
okay. Yeah.
What's the things coming out of the walls?
Ghouls?
Ghosts.
No, what does he say? I can't remember.
Patrick, what does he say?
Coming out of the walls.
Yeah, in the ghost episode, the ghost tour episode.
Yeah, coming out of the walls
fuckers.
is they say, there's a horse cock in my room or a donkey dick. Falling out of the ceiling is having a big messy shit. And then there's jumping out of the walls with a huge load of cum.
Yeah, huge load of cum.
Right. But I'm saying, like, he says, these little fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To any of these fuckers. Yeah.
That actually really reminds me.
Trying not to cry.
Did you guys ever see, what is it? I think it's A Simple Man or A Serious Man. It's a Coen Brothers movie. And like, there's one character in it, like there's like a kid, his son that's in, junior high, and he has a friend that like just says fuckers all the time. And like, just how he says it reminds me of that. And he always likes talking about like smoking a cigarette. He's like, you want this fucker? You want this fucker here?
Do you want to move on to the lawyer?
Yeah. So the lawyer sketch, I think you're right, Patrick, that it does have that like kind of extending aspect to it.
Yeah.
It unfolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also has a joke hole just for farts, which I feel like is the crux of this whole thing.
It's really good.
Yeah, not for me personally, it's the turbo time.
Yeah.
That really and see, that's like the other thing about this show is I think this is maybe not the only show that's like this, but for me the biggest example of a show that is better like on subsequent viewings. Because you watch it the first time and I think like some of the really outrageous concepts stick with you. But then like the weird, just really unique dialogue gets ingrained in your brain and you find yourself thinking about it like shit like the turbo time and they're jumping all over your couches. But when you try to jump in and have fun with them, they shout at you and they say, you're not part of the turbo team. That's the fucking funniest joke in that episode to me. I think about that shit all the time.
When he says it, it's something like, I can't remember the exact words, but it's like, you can't do it until you're on the turbo team. And there's this implication that he could get onto the turbo team. He's just not yet on the turbo team.
Until
When
you're
you
part
said
of this
that, I was
turbo
gonna say-
team, walk slowly.
I was going to say, that's rich coming from someone who got invited to join the turbo team when you said that was your favorite
Yeah.
part.
And that's something that like, I feel like also shows off the fact that it's very much, what's his name? Tim Robinson going in there and probably doing a little bit of improv, or at least in like the execution of it. And it like cuts back and forth to him. Like, cause then they have to reenact it. Right. And his like, don't run. And like it, you know, obviously the video shows the guy saying what Tim Robinson is saying at the same time.
I really want to applaud the two actors that did those roles.
Yeah.
Like just so good. And there's like a maybe a second or two before they say it's turbo time, the expressions and just like it's so good. And wardrobe, like Win right here, those little yellow gloves that they have, and then the goggles, I think really, really make it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part.
I noticed when we're watching, when he goes in and he's reading his art books, it's when it says like Epic Vistas or something like that. On his table, there's like a thing of jewelry with all this jewelry hanging there, which seems like a really strange like set design choice. But like,
maybe trying to like imply that he's married or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's he's the big drag queen for his town. Who knows?
Yeah.
I like that he's reading his art book too.
Yeah.
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 Going back to what Patrick said about, I think you should leave, like, it getting better with multiple watches. I was just thinking, like, this is kind of a joke, but also it is kind of true. I think you should leave is kind of like the Mars Volta of comedy. And the fact of it's like, you listen to it, it's like, that's fucking crazy. But I'm going to listen to it again, and then you do it, and you go like, wow, this is like some of the best shit I've ever seen.
This is actually great.
Yeah, like, it's way too much on first glance that you almost can't even, you only take in the cool riffs, you don't take in, like, everything else that's going on,
Yeah.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's dense, but it's not dense in like the same way that like 30 Rock is dense. Mm-hmm. It's dense in the like, there's just so much going on conceptually that it's hard to pay attention to the dialogue. And I think they sneak in some really funny lines that like, they're so low key that you don't really notice them at first. You don't really notice why they're funny. Like in the gift receipt one, when he gives him the wreath and he says, oh yeah, the guy at the store has the same one. He says it works great. Mm-hmm. And it like, it moves on from that pretty quickly. Yeah. And you don't really think about it in the moment when you're watching it, but you think about it later and you're like, how can a wreath not work great? You just fucking hang it up.
Yeah.
Just weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one, sorry, this is again not talking about this episode, but like one of the best lines in the entire series is I'm worried that the baby doesn't think people can change.
Yeah.
But I mean that one you get on the first viewing, and it's just, but yeah, it's just one of my favorite lines probably ever.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those things that was probably said in a different context, and everyone was just like, holy fucking shit, dude, we gotta find a way to squeeze that in. That was probably the genesis of that whole skit.
Yeah.
Was like someone said that line and they're like, okay, fuck, how do we make a skit out of that line?
Okay, so the lawyer sketch in this has a couple like different fun facts related to a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does. Does someone want to share?
Well, you were the one that brought it up.
Okay. When before Patrick wakes the fellas up
in Night of the Living Dead.
In Night of the Living Dead, like the TV is left on and you can hear in the background, has this ever happened to you? And it's the beginning of that sketch.
Yeah. I need an infomercial to play there, and so decided to use the audio from that one there.
I think that's a nice little shout out.
Yeah.
And then I think that, not specifically, but I think probably in some ways, like conceptually, like the commercial that we actually do in it is inspired in part by that one, like the lawyer thing. Yeah.
It's a crazy
Yeah, I agree.
commercial.
I do see the similarities. The costuming especially, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, what else are we gonna wear, Like we gotta wear oversized suits.
Yeah, just the really loose-fitting suit. You look like you're on your way to court.
Yeah.
We had a hard time figuring the graphics out for Wooligans and Wooligans. And, like, we should have taken a note out of his book with, like, just having the video feed and then the
square.
Yeah.
I think that works.
Yeah, I really thought it looked good. Like, when I've seen other things like that, like even this I Think You Should Leave sketch, I feel like it looks pretty much on par with, like, the symbols and, like, the little... like add-on things, like the little news bar that you put on for the Miami Velvet part.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
looks really like it looks really good. It looks really professional. It looks
Yeah.
kind of legit, honestly.
No, the Miami Velvet one has a few little things in it that I like. So like one thing is that it says Miami Velvet, but then I watched one where it has like
Fucking solid.
yeah, that's a Patrick original. And in some of the newscasts I looked at, they have like their Twitter handle on there. And so we decided to use a SoundCloud handle on there, and it's Vibe Destroyer.
Sick.
Yeah, that's a real person, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think they're on SoundCloud. I think they are on like Twitter, but I don't think they actually use it.
Such a sick.
I'm trying
Oh,
to
okay.
remember what we were talking about that got Vibe Destroyer.
We were hanging out with my brother Zach, and we were talking about him like playing music around like campfires, and he's like, all the songs that I play like end up getting like depressing, so we'll be there and I'll destroy the vibes. I'm like, you're the Vibe Destroyer.
Honestly, Vibe Destroyer is a sick name, though.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he actually does. I actually like the stuff that he plays, and I think it's great campfire stuff. But another thing on the Miami Velvet thing is there's like a on the left side it says like some like kind of tagline for the thing. It says real news, which is like
Not fake news.
not fake news. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
One of my favorite things
okay.
just about the commercial that like I wish we could. I don't know how to do any of this stuff, so I can't do it. But on the original first viewing that we did here, where like the green screen kept fucking up even worse, and so that was so funny. It was just like I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. It's like as you're watching, the background keeps on glitching and get glitchier and glitchier, and so sometimes they'll come up and it's supposed to be something behind them, and it's just glitching, and that was so good. I wish we could figure out how to do that.
There's a name for that glitch style because people like use it now. It's almost like
Off
it,
the
like,
air does it.
It's
a lot.
like terminally online.
Well, it's like the frame freezes, but then the stuff moves, and then as it moves, it like updates, but the like other parts of it kind of stay the same. It's like glitch soup or something like that. I can't remember.
It was so fucking funny though. I was dying. I wish we could. I mean, if we could figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that like the thing that people laughed the most at was on accident.
Well,
not
No,
actually.
that's
just
beautiful.
because that was happening. If that wasn't happening, that's not what
Right.
would have happened.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just that was happening. Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah.
There were like certain things that we decided to like not try to correct with that too. Like the the top corner edge of the green screen doesn't like go all the way up. So
No.
like there's this like little line at the top.
Yeah. Like at first I was like, it's going to take a while to actually like fix these problems. And it's funnier if like the people that made this commercial like didn't fix these problems. Like
The cameo on the side of Eric Charles Nielsen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's another I think you should leave reference is Biff Whiff in it, right?
Biff Whiff.
Yeah, we got the Biff. That was a steal.
That was a
I
good
think we
get.
got
Santa
two
Claus.
really great people for surprisingly affordable rates.
Yeah.
I wish we had. I've been editing the blooper reels. I wish so bad that we had the clip of when we found out that his name is Biff Whiff. Because we were all sitting here, and I remember, I looked it up, and that, like, I think we have a clip of us laughing about it, like, right after it's said, and everyone's just dying. But, like, there's so many, it sucks. I
what a
wish that we
name.
just
Fleeting
knew.
moments.
Biff Whiff. It can't be real, but
Like
I want it to be.
Okay, so there's two options. One, it's real. Two, it's fake. And if it's real, it means his parents named him that like intentionally.
No.
They knew their last name was Whiff, and they're like Biff.
yeah.
So Biff is a nickname for a different name because like the president
Biffium.
of the Biffium. There we go.
Whiff yum. Yeah.
I think it's William.
Maybe the
No,
better
it's
option
not.
though is that he was like deciding to become an actor, and he's like, okay, I need like a catchy name, and so he makes up Biff Whiff.
Yeah, he
Building
just
his
thinks
brand
that's so
from day
funny.
one. Yeah.
No, he doesn't think it's funny. He thinks it's serious, and then he accidentally gets cast in comedic roles.
Yeah, that's a. I think you should leave sketch right there.
Do we know Biff Whiff's like what is it called, videography? Like, do we know it? Is that what it is?
Let's see.
I know he's also been in Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the
he's
only
in a
other
lot of
thing,
stuff.
though.
Surprisingly,
Like, your
what was
video CV, is
he's
that
in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I was thinking like discography.
He's on the staircase, right?
Filmography.
Is he a biker guy
Let's
in
see
that
here.
one?
Sorry, I have his IMDb pulled up right here. Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Dragnet,
Right. Yeah.
iCarly. Let's go.
Filmography.
So,
Filmography.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
He's in
He's
Westworld.
in Westworld.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dave.
Westworld has some
yeah.
good actors from good shows in it. Like it's got a
Room 104.
Jimmy Simpson from It's Always Sunny. It's like a main character.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in It's Always Sunny.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, funny.
He plays George.
Okay.
So episode in 2015. Anyways,
Hey, Julie.
There's go ahead.
Oh, no, go.
There's two other I think you should leave references in Night of the Living Ted. One of them is when they look out the window and they're looking at the zombie, and Max says,
Oh, yeah.
"Itty bitty jeans."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't even like written into the script. That's just because Filthy just wears those jeans.
Yeah.
Ricky.
Yeah. Well, none of them were written into the script, but he was.
Yeah.
Like he was just wearing itty bitty jeans, and it was just like a great.
How
like,
else
sig-
would you describe those
Serendipitous.
jeans?
like I think actually in the
Yeah.
script,
Crazed look in his eye.
in the script it says Def Leppard tee, but he wasn't actually wearing
Right.
a Def Leppard tee.
I
actually-
think that was something that we kind of knew was probably going to
Yeah.
change. Like it's a bit of a placeholder line where it's like, okay, unless we actually want to make them wear a Def Leppard tee,
Well,
it's kind of just placeholding for like you're gonna make a comment on something else they're actually wearing. And we just scored with the fact that Richard likes to wear fucking booty shorts.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
I saw him today.
you did?
Yeah, I was driving. I
cool.
saw him drive by.
Oh, nice. Yeah, when I was texting him about like what to wear, I didn't tell him short shorts, but I did ask him if he had like a white tank top, Def Leppard maybe, like.
Yeah, but then he brought that.
But he
yellow
brought
one.
that yellow shirt, and I actually love that he did that because like the colors in Night of the Living Ted are like accidentally really strong. You've got the
Yeah.
yellow tank top on Richard, and then the blue Slurpee
blue.
juice all over him, and then you've got Max's like amazing yellow and blue zigzag shirt. So good.
Shout out Icarus FC.
Yeah.
I really like a lot of the set designing in it too. Every time it goes to those closet scenes, there's like new shit in the background that I find that I'm like, oh, that's really funny.
It's like one of those like
like what?
find the something.
What's something
Yeah,
you
like-
noticed?
So there's like the 64 in the back, obviously. There's like that scarecrow that's off to the side.
Yeah, with
that's
the beer
really
in its
good.
hand.
It also has
Yeah.
a joint on its mouth, but you can't really see it.
Yeah, you can't see that though. What else is in there? I feel like there were a few books in the back that like looked kind of funny, but I can't remember exactly what there were. There was like War and Peace or something.
There's
like
Infinite
so-
Jest.
Infinite Jest.
It's
yeah,
really
some,
funny
like
to me
really
the idea that like one of those guys has infinite jest.
right. And that exactly. Like you see that's kind of like pretentious kind of book, and it's like which one of these fucking dumbasses is reading Infinite Jest?
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of different things. I think we did good with the set. The clown painting being in every room
Yep.
simultaneously.
Everyone mentions that.
Yeah, clown painting. Because it gets
Yeah.
the really specific call out that that was Emily's idea in the bathroom to have it be like you looking up at it, and that's like a really good that's a really good like scene that like you probably have seen it before, but this like really calls it out and it like emphasizes it in a great way.
Yeah, I think so too. We got a really good team of people working for us.
Hey, pretty good.
Going all the way back to the Bumpy Soup collective idea. It's crazy that we just have this group of friends that can do everything we need to do for like making a show, and we all make music so we can score it. We have people who are into audio, people who are into video, people who like writing, people who can act. We kind of just all naturally formed this group that can do this thing, and I don't know how we didn't realize it sooner.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of funny also that like I feel like most like things that get created that are like shows and stuff like this, if anything, the people who create them are like actors is the main thing they do, but like acting is like what all of us are least experienced in doing. Like I have
Right.
some experience, but like that's, you know what I mean? Anyways, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, but like most of you guys all met at Performing Arts High School.
Yeah.
So
Right. But we were all there for, well, I guess Max and I actually were both originally in theater. I switched to music. But like everyone else was there for music except Max and I.
Yeah, and I think that's like, yeah. Anyways, I mean, I know that fucking what's his name, Charlie from It's Always Sunny was like a big musician before we got into comedy. I feel like I've heard about different, like a couple of different things of that with people who are into comedy being into music. I know like Donald Glover, he like that's what he does is music, and then he was also an actor. Anyways, I don't know if there's a connection there or something, but
Yeah. I mean, I think that in all reality, like most creative things kind of have a lot of crossover. I mean, I know that like regarding like music specifically, the main thing that I like about music is writing music. I fucking hate recording music. Performing is cool, but it's like, you know, tough because you're actually putting it out there, but like writing it. And so it kind of like naturally transfers in that way.
I'm plugging you in because my battery's running low.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm having fun. It's like I'm on a roller coaster right now.
No.
The phone that I'm watching all of you guys on is getting moved around a lot.
Do we want to move on to the next sketch?
Baby of the Year.
So the first time I watched this episode, I think I was maybe a little stoned, maybe a little depressed. Baby of the Year made me cry, laugh out loud, like got exhausted from laughing. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good like
It's fucking amazing.
small bits in it. Dr. Skull is a really good like, small thing in it. The oral is a really good part of it.
He didn't need to do the oral.
So this is one that for me, like, definitely grew on me over time. I did not, like, this is one of those ones that it's like, okay, I can see why this is funny, but I did not laugh at it the first time I watched it, for sure. Like, I was just kind of like, okay, I think the joke is good here, but I feel like it goes on too long. But, like, anyway, over time, I definitely came to love it. It's, like, one of the best ones they have, but, yeah.
I really like the baby nicknames, obviously. Taffy Leaf Fubbins.
Tiny Dinky Daffy.
Tiny Dinky Daffy.
Yeah.
Little Jeffrey Jeremy.
Yeah.
You know, they all have really great names.
Obviously, Bart Harley Jarvis is
Bart
so
Harley
good.
Jarvis. Yeah.
And just the fact that there's like a baby pageant and there is a bad boy of the competition in a baby pageant. And he's wearing like a biker getup, and he has like the fake tattoo sleeves. Everything about Bart Harley Jarvis is so well conceived. It's amazing.
It really is. I think I like how they did that, and it seems like in reality TV shows, or I don't know, like The Bachelor has done this, where there's always like a bad guy. And that like keeps the conflict going and the story happening. And so Bart Harley Jarvis is that for the baby pageant, Baby of the Year. I also love how Bart Harley Jarvis like fits. You know what I mean? It feels like something when you say it.
Sounds like a pirate would say it.
Maddie thinks that it's canon that Bart Harley Jarvis grows up to be the bad kid from Toy Story, the bald kid.
Sid?
Yeah, Sid.
Sid?
Oh, I guess he has a name though.
This is good. I have a hot take on Sid. Sid was wrong.
Okay.
Sid was wrong in that. Sid's fucking creative.
I have a hot take on Sid.
No, straight up, dude. Like, Sid is like one of the most creative kids I've ever seen in a show. Like, he's taken like these different, like he probably came from a broken home. You kind of get that vibe from it. And he's going in his room. He's taking all his old toys and he's like dismantling them and putting them back together in cool ass ways. Like, it's fucking rad. It's not like nightmarish. It's cool. And then
it is really cool because like you watch the show from the perspective of the toys, so yeah, it's like terrifying, but like this kid doesn't know any of that shit. Like of course he's just, you know, making cool new shit for himself.
He's a little shithead the way like kids are.
Kind of, but like he's not killing cats, right? He's like blowing up toys, which is like good. That's a good way to take out that aggression.
His music
And then-
scares people.
And then straight up, like, he doesn't know these things are sentient. So when they come to life, like, he should be freaking the fuck out. Like, are you kidding me? He's like the only one in the actual series that learns that these things are like alive. You know?
Okay, wait, no, Max. What's Sid's favorite band? What is his music that scares people?
Fucking attack.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was definitely like, that kid's into Falling in Reverse. For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is the most aggressive baby.
Ronnie
I've ever
Radke
met.
saved. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He has
He's
a
still-
completely
He has a
flat
massive
back of the
underbite
head.
and a
Yeah, he's
completely
still-
flat back of the head.
He still supports Johnny Craig. He still buys Johnny Craig's MacBooks.
Wait, was it?
There's a good bit in that actually, like a Johnny Craig's MacBooks like store. I don't know.
Was it Alex knew Johnny Craig or Ronnie Radke?
I think it was Ronnie Radke. I think he like knew someone. He like knew a girl that dated Ronnie Radke or something.
I feel like
Which
knowing
sucks,
Ronnie
actually.
Radke is like the new Utah. Like I knew someone who talked to Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that of the 70s of the 80s.
Is Ronnie Radke from Utah?
He's from Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah, and so like I've heard a bunch of people who have a story of interacting with Ronnie Radke,
Yeah.
or they know someone who knows Ronnie Radke.
So a little game that I like to play now, because Dej is really into those old scene bands and will still very frequently listen to them, especially when we're like drunk. She likes to throw on the throwbacks. But a little game that I've been playing is listening to the production quality of all those old bands. And I actually think that Escape the Fate's first album with Ronnie Radke sounds fucking incredible. If you just listen to it, it is on another level from all of the other albums in that genre that was released at that time. I don't know what studio they recorded at in
Yeah.
Vegas. I don't know how they had like the money. They probably all have like rich parents or something. But that first album is like miles better sounding than any of their peers. Just a little fun tidbit that I've been paying attention to. Also, Sleeping with Sirens, great recording quality.
I met a director that did a music.
Oh,
video for
yeah.
Escape the
Pull
Fate.
your microphone with you.
Sorry. I met a director that worked on a music video for Escape the Fate, like a recent music video. His name's Sam Gonzalez.
Do you know what song it was?
Not off the top of my head. Not off the top of my head.
Pull it up, Jamie.
I thought that was Under Oath's album. That looks like the album cover looks the same.
Okay, so their first album called "Dying Is Your Latest Fashion."
Yeah, and it has like the
girl?
face
Yeah.
from like the nose down. Yeah.
I want to get into that in a second, but the producer is Ryan Baker,
Cool.
and
I don't know who that
the
is.
producing / mixing, editing, audio production is Michael Basket.
Okay. I have never heard of either of those names, so they must not have been like big in that scene. But they know what they're doing because that album sounds great.
It's Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't know actually how to say his last name. That was a joke.
I don't know.
Basquiat.
Nice.
It's Ralph Macchio from The Karate Kid.
I have two more notes that I wrote down from Baby of the Year.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Oh, let's get back to it.
Wait, really quickly. So apparently, Escape the Fate, they won a local radio contest judged by My Chemical Romance, which allowed them to open for their band as well as Alkaline Trio and Reggie and the Full Effect, and then that got them a
Wow.
deal with Epitaph Records, where they probably just got on some producer for Epitaph. So, anyways, that's all I have. to say.
What a fantastic radio show prize. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's like
Tier list of best bands created because of 9/11. Go. Okay, so something else to do with 9/11 and bands. Rage Against the Machine, all of their songs were banned on 9/12 from airplay. Just another fun fact.
Probably a smart choice.
Well, I just thought it was funny. It doesn't have anything to do with planes. They're just like, anything that's not pro-American today, get out of here. Anyway, okay.
Didn't the Strokes have to like cut a song from their first album because of 9/11 or something?
The Strokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
New York City Cops. Yeah. But this is the thing, is that the song they replaced it with is better anyways. So that was a good overall decision.
Wait, what song did they replace it with?
When It Started. Which it just fits in the album more. It makes it less garage rock and more like indie, but like it's better. It's the better song.
Iconic moment was when they played that at the Bernie rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also though, I do agree with the point of that song. It is a based song, probably one of the more based things Julian Casablancas has ever done. But When It Started is just a better song as far as I'm concerned.
Anyways, we got really sidetracked. Emily, what were you gonna say?
Who was the mystery judge? Who got sucked off? Who got oral?
Well, yeah. We don't know if they got sucked off. It was a very ambiguous silhouette. Could have been a woman.
Yeah, I guess it could have been a woman with her hair tied back. They were very specific to just say, did the oral.
Yeah.
They leave it purposely ambiguous. So I do think that it could have been, maybe Jill Biden,
Yeah.
Yeah, first name that came to my mind is Rosie O'Donnell, but I feel like Joe Biden just like makes more sense.
No, Jill Biden.
Oh, Jill Biden.
Yeah, the first lady, yeah.
Well, it depends. Did he make her squirt?
Yeah. I made the president's wife squirt.
Oh my God.
I feel like you win something much bigger than Baby of the Year if you can pull that off.
I can't put it together. There's something there, but I can't put it together yet. You win the presidency.
Yeah.
That means that Joe Biden made Jill Biden squirt.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
No, but was Joe Biden Baby of the Year?
What's his baby name?
Have you ever seen Baby of the Year and the president in the room at the same time?
Patrick, what is Joe Biden's baby name? Like a tiny Dinky Daffy? Like what?
Joey Joe.
Joey Bye Bye.
Boo Boo Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yes, sleepy Binky Biden. I don't know.
Sleepy Binky Biden.
What will his memorial tape? What will it say? How did he get? Did he get pancaked? I don't know. You can't. I don't know if you should predict how the president dies.
I want someone to try saying pancaked by a drunk dump truck driver 10 times fast.
Patrick, go.
Pancaked by a drunk dump truck driver. Pancaked by a drunk dump truck driver. Pancaked by a drunk dump truck driver. Pancaked by a dunk. Fuck. Okay, I made it 4 times.
Pancaked by a dunk. That was really impressive, though. I was like trying to mouth it along with you. I messed up on the first one.
Yeah. I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, that job at Caption Call has really done a lot for my enunciation. But that is just another one of those fucking great lines that. I feel like the reason we all like I Think You Should Leave is it like scratches a part of your brain that's always been there that nothing else has ever really tickled before. And so it's kind of like you're like losing your virginity a little bit to the show. It's the first thing that's ever touched you in that one specific place.
So yeah, it's interesting you say that, and this is like a little bit embarrassing, but like when I was a kid, I remember the first time I ever watched Family Guy and they did like the cutaway gags. I was like, whoa, dude, this is speaking exactly to my style of humor. And like I don't feel that way anymore. But like with I Think You Should Leave, watching the opening the door sketch, that's immediately what went on. Like I saw that and I went, whoa, this is exactly the type of humor I'm into right now. Like it, and that's
Yeah.
For me, it was the first sketch that I actually saw from the show, was the nachos, and how you can't one person can't eat all the fully loaded nachos. You know, you have to share it. Because I just came over to Chase's and you guys had all already been watching it, and I didn't even see it from the beginning of the sketch. I see it from when the waiter comes over and says it. And then the date is like, did you ask him to come over and say that? And then it gets really awkward. And like, because I didn't know if he did go over and tell the waiter to say that.
Yeah.
And it takes that like kind of Greg Daniels, Michael Schur, like sort of Office thing of just having really cringy uncomfortableness and making it funny. And just turns it up to infinity and does it so well. That I think that was the sketch that definitely really turned me onto the show. It definitely scratched that part of my brain and made me be like, okay, I need to watch this.
Nachos turned Patrick on.
Yeah.
That's what we got out of that.
Yeah, this is canon.
Pat Chip.
Nice.
All right.
What the
all
fuck
right,
did
I'm
you just
sorry
call
about
me?
That.
Yeah.
We'll cut it. We'll cut it from the podcast.
Thank you. Thank God.
Yeah.
Sam Richardson, that's the first time that he shows up.
No, he's in Baby of the Year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry. Yeah, I
that's
thought
what
you were
he's
talking
talking
about
the first
Nachos.
sketch that he shows up in.
Well, he's only in one other sketch in that season, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's only in the
He's the Ghost of Christmas Way Future.
We actually ended up watching that one too tonight, and we both agreed that like I think the idea of that is a little bit better than the execution of it. Even though I think the execution, like I really like the CGI graphics and everything. But
Yeah.
I think just the idea of it is like fucking amazing.
So you have to just watch that sketch not for any sort of like coherency, but only for the one-liners, because there's just so many good like, crap, dang it, this sucks.
Yeah.
And fucking eat the goop, it'll give you the bony sense of humor. There's just so many like fucking Coke thoughts in that. And I actually really I like that sketch because it is a testament to sometimes you can make your Coke ideas come to fruition.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing that comes from that sketch, and I think it actually comes in the other time that they do it, but I think it's the name of the episode, which is, oh crap, a bunch more bad stuff just happened.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the episode?
Yeah, it
or is
is.
that okay?
It
yeah.
is.
So
It
it
is.
actually the phrase is a little bit different because he says Bone Brigade, the Bone Brigade just did a bunch like a bad. I don't know. He said something like that, but they cut it out.
Yeah.
Make it just that.
I'm like that one really took me on a ride because you think he's just getting like followed by this guy, harassed by this guy, but he actually does have the magazines in the trunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it has the super iconic Friday Night song. That is another one of the top tier sketches for me.
that song is so iconic that when we were watching it, I was like, is he covering a song from somewhere else? But no.
It really does kind of sound that way. Like the lyrics are generic enough and like the whole like piano melody sounds like Don't Stop Believin' kind of. Like it just sounds like a song that you've heard before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going on just what I was saying before with he has like recurring things. Bones are a thing that is recurring for him, which he finds these things that are funny. I don't really think bones are funny, but he does, and he makes it funny. He's like bonies and fucking the bones are their money and shit. It's like
That's actually another reference
one.
that's in Night of the Living Ted is that one's actually the most
This
subtle
is
and my
really
favorite.
hidden. It's
and accidental too. I did not mean to reference that, and I didn't notice up until I was watching it. And I went, oh wait a second.
You didn't realize that? Money. Yeah. Oh, I think that we got it.
Because you said to me once after I did that take that we ended up using, you said that's such a good reference, and I went, what the fuck is that? I remember thinking about that, and then anyways, I was watching, and I went, oh, the bone. Yeah, okay, bones are their money.
So the reference, just to be clear, is like when Max comes down to Patrick and he's like, "All right, Patrick, we gotta eat we gotta eat somebody if it comes down to it." And he's like, but he uses bones as weapons, currency, and he says currency, and the bones are the money, and it's just like a really subtle little like placement.
I
there.
think Maddie helped make that happen.
I could see
actually.
that.
Yeah, I
Maddie
think she
actually
did.
came up with a lot of the jokes. Like doing she came up with the coming back up for the brr thing. She came up with the there's something. Oh, the ears, eyes,
Nice.
mouth thing.
Yeah.
That's
a good-
beautiful.
That's a really good Easter egg that I don't think that people catch unless they're like paying attention.
Yeah, in the what's it called? The outtakes. Like I have a clip where we talk, where it shows her saying that, so they'll know if they do that. But yeah.
Let's see. There's 2 other sketches that I really want to cover. There is the Instagram shit talking one.
Is that on the first episode?
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh It is.
And it like kind of disappears because those first 3 sketches are like banger, banger, banger.
Yeah.
And then this one comes in that is actually really good. But it somehow slips under the radar. And Patrick, I feel like you have some thoughts about that.
Yeah, I really do. I think this is a very underrated sketch. And I think it's another one of those things where it really fits both of the themes of not admitting that you're the one being weird and the escalating absurdity sort of thing. And I think it's maybe just the fact that it seems like something that you've seen before. Like, I thought that the first time I watched that sketch, where it doesn't seem like a completely original idea, but the dialogue in it is just so uniquely I think you should leave and Tim Robinson that I feel like it's fine that they did it. But yeah, I do think it is a massively underrated sketch. I feel like people usually rate it pretty low, but I think it's an A tier sketch. Maybe not S tier, but it's like an A tier sketch for me.
I really like the I can't remember what it is, but she says
Is it
slopping
snurfing?
up, yeah,
Snurfing down.
It's like slopping up pig dicks with these sacks of shit. We're pig dicks, or she like calls them 2 different things, and they're like, wait, are we pig dicks or are we sacks of shit?
That one, I think, to me exemplifies the fact that they almost definitely ad lib a bunch and then they edit it.
Yes.
Which I think that I think You Should Leave's editing is actually really crucial to the entire thing, is like how they cut between it. And sometimes it's a little bit too like clunky for me, but I think that's because they're ad libbing, and when you're editing ad libbing, you kind of have to like kind of jump around. You kind of have to like make some things work that like don't exactly work, but it works right there because then she asks like, are we the pig dicks? Or,
I think another thing that's weird about this sketch is the girl who plays it, the redheaded girl who plays it. There's that Black Mirror episode where she's like going for all the likes or whatever, and this is just me. All redheads look the same maybe to me, but like every time I watch this, I go like, whoa, it's a redhead on her phone. Like, it's the same character. This is the same universe. Oh my God.
Isn't that Christina Hendricks?
I always also think that she looks like that girl. She's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Vanessa Bayer.
It's
Her name's
Bryce
Vanessa Bayer. She was on SNL. Maybe still is.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I always get her confused with this other girl who was on, he was on 30 Rock, and she's on Bob's Burgers.
Kristen Shaw. Kristen Shaw is on Bob's Burgers.
No, she's one of the daughters on Bob's Burgers, and she's also, but anyway, she plays similar characters to this girl, I think. Anyways, yeah.
I can't remember any actor names. I had to Google that one.
Leonardo DiCaprio. That's about it. I don't know who
redhead?
Kate Moss is.
The redhead girl.
Yeah, he's the redhead. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one more.
Yeah, then there's one more. Then it closes out with the birthday party, which is another one that really that really takes the joke and keeps like running with it.
Yeah,
Which I think that's another aspect that it's not only just like taking it to absurd, but like committing to it in such like a real way. Like,
this one stressed me out like a lot. It was so uncomfortable to sit in. And then it like goes to eating the paper.
Yeah. I think this sketch is absolute genius. This is, I think, the best sketch in the whole series.
Damn.
And I think it's made even better by the structure of this pilot, because it kind of takes everything that you have seen so far in these other sketches where you see people not admitting they're wrong, doubling down on their ideas, and this whole escalating absurdity, and it takes it even further than you've seen yet. Like, at several points in this sketch, you think you know where the joke is supposed to be and where it's going to start dying down. And it's like, okay, he got the gift receipt back. Sure, that's probably the whole thing. And then it goes to, do you mind if I eat it? It's like, okay, fuck, he's going to eat this shit. Damn, he's really doubling down on this. And then he pretends to be sick. And then everyone is suddenly on his side.
Yeah.
And everybody is like bullying the birthday boy.
Yep.
And then everyone leaves. And I thought, personally, I don't know if everyone got this, But everyone leaves, and I thought it was going to be like they have this secret plan to make everyone leave the party because just those two want to hang out. But then he gets up and he's like, your wife kissed me on the cheek when I got here. Everyone's going to party at my house. Happy birthday, Jacob. Like, just being a fucking dick.
And go ahead.
Everything about this sketch I think is fucking genius.
And it actually turns the rest of the sketch on its the rest of the sketches on its head in a little way, because the world suddenly becomes crazy, right?
It was never him being wrong like you have seen thus far. It wasn't him not admitting that he's wrong. It completely kind of subverts itself and like, nah, he was actually right this time.
Yep.
And everyone took his side.
Yeah, which I think is it's like you said, it's like the perfect way to end this episode, and it makes like the whole episode be better because it like we were talking about, it reverses it, it like inverts it, and so like it gives you the opposite perspective that what you've been watching the whole time, which is like
and it finishes you off with a surprise.
You've right. And then he at the end dies, which is this is one of the only sketches that when I watched it the first time I actually like laughed. Like I was saying with the other ones, like even the ones that I found really funny, I like didn't really laugh the first time because it's kind of like there's too much going on almost to laugh, or like it's just I know the joke is funnier. I don't know, but like this is one that I think like the first time I watched it, I probably laughed the hardest that I have, just because it's like it's done so well, where this high concept kind of joke comes out really, really well.
I absolutely love the couple characters. They take it so seriously. She's like, I'm spraying my hands with disinfectant, and he's like, let my wife eat the paper. Just those two characters, like I love.
I love the logic of that too. The idea that like if she eats a different receipt from a different place and she doesn't get sick, well, like as if the paper's going to like there's like that embedded logic that you just kind of like, okay, I guess.
And not to mention the fact that she took a piss and shit before bed and then hasn't gone to the bathroom since then. That before she's like, oh yeah.
One of my favorite things in that actually that I picked up, I probably picked it up before, but Steven Yeun's performance in it is so good in the getting presents that are not actually that exciting, that he just has to act excited about, where he's like, oh babe, a salt shaker, like we were just talking about this. Or he gets the book and he's like, oh, I just heard an interview with this guy. Like I think I've said that exact same thing before. Like
he's very good at delivering those, Steven Yeun. And I don't know if he wrote those, or they're kind of just like generic things you can say. But yeah, it's just a very good sort of joke right there too. Yeah. That isn't like the main joke, kind of like this little like B joke of him just, those really cliche things that you say when you don't actually like the gift that you're getting.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the problem with gifting consumer products. This Christmas, don't gift a consumer product. Make your family members, your loved ones, something special for the holidays, something personal.
Spit in the jar.
From the heart.
Pancake them with a drunk dump truck driver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you don't need to do the oral.
Wait, sorry, something else I want to talk about. Have you guys watched Detroiters?
No.
You haven't watched Detroiters?
Nope.
Patrick, have you watched Detroiters?
Yes, I've watched Detroiters.
You have?
Yeah.
Sorry, it keeps on cutting out. Just nod your head if yes. Okay, yeah. It's a banger show. This is the thing I want to talk about. It's just like, do you think that like Tim Robb, whenever I watch Detroiters, and I watched it after watching I Think You Should Leave, it feels like his comedy like it comes off way better in sketches than it does in the longer form. Like I feel like Detroiters is really good, but I feel like it's not as funny as I Think You Should Leave is. I don't know if you have any thoughts.
So have you watched all of Detroiters?
Yeah.
I think you can tell when they started getting into that humor when you watch it. Like the whole first season is pretty... It's not near as wild and absurd as I Think You Should Leave. And then once it gets to the second season, and particularly the second half of the second season, is really when it starts to feel like I Think You Should Leave. Tim does more of the just kind of like yelling for no reason and becoming super fixated on ideas and even certain words.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely like the second half of the second season of Detroiters, I think, is really where it starts to. You can tell that they really grew into that style of comedy throughout that show.
I'll have to rewatch. I haven't noticed that change. That's interesting you say that. I remember the second season being like a lot better, but yeah.
Yeah. They just really got into that style that you are really familiar with, and I think you should leave, because I think they did Detroiters first, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, you can just really see when they come into that style. And the episode with Connor O'Malley when he's Tim's little brother, is just so fucking funny, dude. Connor O'Malley is great,
dude. Also, the episode with fucking Danny Brown.
Wait,
he's
which
the
episode
doctor?
is that?
I think it's like the first or second episode of the second season.
Yeah, they have great guest stars, and
I know, dude. Danny Brown is also just like the coolest guy you know. He everything that is cool, he just like is like, yeah, I'll go be on that podcast. It's like, yeah, what a cool guy.
He's just down.
Yeah. Brockhampton album. Actually, the only thing I know about him other than that is Detroiters, but that's two cool things. Your Mom's House. I don't listen to that, but it's a thing you went on.
Do you know about his music?
Oh,
He does music.
Oh, really?
You know about music.
I don't know
you guys
if
know
I
about
do.
music, right?
I don't know
Wait,
if I
what
do.
is
Like this?
Muzak?
It's kind of like that. Yeah. It's like
okay.
sound strung together over time.
Is repetition very important?
Yeah.
Well, folks, this has been fun. Let's do it again, like next week.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm down.
let's do it, guys.
Thanks for
Let's do
listening,
it.
listeners.
Let's record a podcast next week.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
We are so sorry that
Let's bump it up.
we started a podcast.
Sorry for listening. Sorry that you listened. Like and subscribe.
Are we doing video for this?
Yeah, there's one right there.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, well, I guess that we'll do it next week. Who wants to choose the watch of the week? We can discuss that in the
We'll
group chat.
discuss it offline.
Yeah. It's something that I think that we should do is name the podcast, the name of the episode of the podcast at the end of each podcast. We should figure out either something that we talked about or like some little fun. We should write a limerick.
Okay.
Or maybe like we all just say a cool word and string that together, and that's the name.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm really upset that the first thing that came to mind was cum goblins.
Cum goblins? Okay.
What?
We're not gonna use that, but I'm just letting.
Come on, no.
I felt it was worth.
Let's rename the podcast.
Cum goblins.
Come on,
Goblins.
guys.
Okay, everyone, let's say goodbye.
Wait, are we not going to name it?
Goodbye.
No, we should name it first.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Like name the episode. So something I've seen like
I think you
soccer
should
podcasts
say.
do is they have like three word names for their podcast.
I don't want to have to follow that.
Okay.
What if it was pancaked by a drunk dump truck driver?
I like that actually.
or Joseph or Joe Binky Biden. Is that what you said?
Brandon
Sleepy Joe
Binky
Biden.
Sleepy Binky Biden.
Yeah, Sleepy Binky Biden. I think that's what it should be.
Okay. We'll find out whether it's which one of those two it is, because both of those are really good to me.
Listeners gonna know
just completely
before we do.
Completely clickbaitify it.
Yeah.
Just like the Joe Biden's baby pageant name is what?
Can we get a reaction image for you, Patrick? Like,
Yeah.
Do the Home Alone thing again. Yeah.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, just get
Hold on, you got to lean back.
No, he's recording it.
Oh, you are leaning. Okay, yeah, you're not recording.
Yeah. All right.
I'm hella
thank you
leaning
so much
back.
for tuning
Thanks
in.
for
This has been the
listening.
Bumpy Soup podcast. We will see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.